state regime media known as Fox is spiraling. Things did not go as planned this weekend when Fox brought on to its morning show a Democratic Congress member, Greg Casar. Now, Fox was sharpening its knives. They had their MAGA talking points ready to go, and they were going to be aggressive with this Democratic Congress member, Casar. But the Democratic Congress member was ready and humiliated Fox on live TV. Watch what went down when Fox was trying to spread disinfo, and Greg Casar said, let me explain actually what Musk and Trump are doing with Social Security and why they're destroying it. Play this clip.
Richard, you should be paying taxes to improve your life, not to make some billionaire buy their 10th jet.
To be fair, I don't think many of your Republican colleagues have any interest in touching Social Security, but I want to keep moving on here. Your colleague Ro Khanna.
But to be fair, President Trump and Elon Musk just announced that they are closing Social Security offices and going to ask seniors and people with disabilities to go check in person at Social Security offices that they've closed. And in rural areas or really suburban areas, that may be really hard to do. And then they'll call those Social Security recipients, quote, fraudsters, and cut off their benefits. That's what they've announced. And Commerce Secretary, who's a billionaire himself, just said on television, oh, if my grandma misses a Social Security check, I think he said my mother-in-law misses a Social Security check, she won't complain. Well,
but you're on the DOGE subcommittee, though, right? So
it's brilliant right there. And then Democratic Congress member Casar knew that he had Fox on the ropes, so he kept on swinging. It was awesome. Watch this.
You cited a number that Elon Musk is making every day. That's not from his government salary, to be clear. I mean, that may be,
that's federal contracts.
Related to federal contracts. To be clear about that, do you condemn violence against Tesla owners and Tesla dealerships?
Of course, violence is dangerous and wrong, and those who commit it should be held accountable. And there are millions of Americans right now speaking out against their health care being taken away, speaking out against money being taken away from their taxpayer pockets and being handed out in federal contracts. So we should be having the conversation about how is it that Elon Musk, who makes $8 million a day from federal contracts, as you just said, why is he looking for even more contracts? It was just reported he's trying to land a contract with the FAA so that he can get billions of dollars for Starlink out of that. He was trying to land a huge contract with the State Department until he got caught by the press. We should agree, whether you're a Democratic or a Republican president, you shouldn't be allowed to appoint a billionaire to the government and then for him to look for billions of dollars in contracts for himself. That's corruption at its finest, and we need a Republican Party and a Democratic Party that's willing to speak out against that kind of corruption.
Well, clearly President Trump thinks Elon Musk brings a whole lot to the table, being such a wildly successful businessman.
Well, I mean, he brought hundreds of millions of dollars to his campaign.
Congressman Greg Casar, the great state of Texas, thank you very much for your time today.
Thanks so much, and I appreciate your viewers for listening.
Yeah, I'm going to show you more of those clips in a bit. But contrast this when that same Fox weekend host brought on MAGA Republican Senator Joni Ernst, and she was asked about Doge. So she got the softballs. The Democratic Congress member got like the fast pitches, or what Fox thought was fast pitches, and she whiffed at this. So MAGA Republican Senator Ernst, she's like, yeah, you know, mistakes are going to happen here and there. Things may fall through the cracks, but that's normal. No, it's not normal to do these things. Play this clip.
Concerned that not enough planning has gone in terms of cutting government waste. They're concerned about spending cuts, 65% yes, 34% no. Can you reassure our audience that it'll be done precisely to make sure that the best and brightest employees, for example, are not fired?
Well, absolutely. And Elon Musk will also admit that mistakes have been made along the way. They are very excited about the opportunity to come in and reshape the federal government, one that will be more efficient. We know that and
that's part of what Fox is trying to do. They're trying to condition their audience that this is just normal stuff. People try to go after your Social Security all the time and go after your Medicaid and treat veterans like, no, that's not the case. That's how this demented and deranged authoritarian Trump-Musk regime is doing it. That's not normal in the United States. But you know who makes that case better than I can? Democratic Congress member Greg Casar. Play this clip right here.
At home may not know, Elon Musk makes $8 million a day from the federal government. Why are they looking at cutting Medicaid, which serves single moms, people with disabilities, or Social Security, instead of looking at the billions of dollars from the corporate class? It's because those corporations fund those Republican campaigns. I think that what's important for folks to know at home, again, even if you may disagree with me on this social issue or that one, is that every Republican member of Congress right now is looking to cut Medicaid.
To be clear,
over
though,
70% of Republican voters are opposed to Medicaid cuts, but the senator from Nebraska, or North Dakota, you just had on, is talking about passing a bill next week to slash Medicaid by over $800 million. I mean, how is that right? How is that representing the working class person in rural America? I don't get it.
Well, to be clear,
And here one more time, I have to show you one more clip because this guy's awesome. And I've had him on the show before. Democratic Congress member Casar goes on Fox here and makes the case against GOP and Musk pushing to gut Social Security.
Look, I'm the chairman of the Progressive Caucus in Congress. I recognize some of the viewers at home disagree with me on a variety of social issues, but I think we can agree that Republican members of Congress have no business going along with Elon Musk slashing Social Security, destroying Medicaid and Medicare, firing veterans, all to give out tax breaks to billionaires. That's the message that Bernie Sanders has been consistent about. And I believe that should be the new message of the Democratic Party, which I think could bring some conservatives back into the Democratic Party if we agree that these programs we all pay for since literally World War II, Social Security, should be expanded and protected, not ransacked by billionaires that want more money for themselves. You should work to be able to keep your money, not to make Elon Musk richer. You should be paying taxes to improve your life, not to make some billionaire buy their 10th jet.
to be fair, I don't.
All right, let's talk about aging better. Have you heard about senolytics? It's a class of ingredients discovered less than 10 years ago, and scientists are calling it one of the biggest breakthroughs for healthy aging and staying in your prime. I've been using Qualia Senolytic and I feel the difference. You only take it 2 days a month and it helps your body eliminate senescent cells, also known as zombie cells, old and worn out and not serving a useful function for our health anymore, but they're taking up space and nutrients from our healthy cells. For me, that's meant higher energy levels, faster recovery, and feeling years younger. And it's made with science-backed ingredients, totally non-GMO, vegan, and gluten-free, so you know you're putting quality into your body. Plus, there's a 100-day money-back guarantee, so there is zero risk in trying it. So if you want to resist aging at the cellular level, go to qualialife.com/Meidas for up to 50% off and use code Meidas at checkout for an additional 15% off. That's QUALIA life.com/Meidas, MEIDAS, for an extra 15% off your purchase. Thanks to Qualia for sponsoring today's episode.
All right, brilliant. So now contrast that with, let's show you the clip of Donald Trump's special envoy to Russia, a guy, Steve Witkoff, goes on, and this whole thing was a glaze fest for Vladimir Putin. I just want you to think about the state of the Republican Party right now, where they have state regime media, and this is Trump's lead negotiator. Prior to this, no negotiating experience on foreign policy. And here he goes on Fox. He goes, I think Putin wants peace. Putin's great. Here, play this clip.
The Senate Foreign Relations Committee, Jeanne Shaheen, says this. When Trump asked for the killing to stop, Putin refused. Putin does not want peace, and it is time for the president to realize that. Are you convinced he wants peace?
I feel that he wants peace. The president had two very productive calls this week, or last week, I should say, one with President Zelensky, one with President Putin. I sat and listened to both of them. In both conversations, it was all about a lasting peace. Lots of progress got made last week.
And then Witkoff, Trump's lead Russia negotiator, is asked, so do you think there's a misconception about Putin? Maybe he's not a tyrant. Here, play this clip.
Do you feel like there's a misconception, though, about the characterization of him as a tyrant or someone whose political opponents often disappear or die?
I think in my 68 years on this earth, I've never, ever seen a situation where there isn't two sides to a story. It's just never as black and white as people want to portray. So there are grievances on both sides, but our job, and at the direction, again, I stress, of the president, our job is to narrow the issues, bring the parties together, and stop the killing. That's the game plan. And that's what we're all there to do. And I think that we're doing a pretty effective job of it, and I think you'll see a lot more progress get announced after Monday.
So utterly embarrassing right there. And here's Witkoff one more time talking about Russia, and here he goes, I don't think Putin wants to go after Europe. I trust him. Play this clip.
Setting the facts. Now, I've been asked my opinion. So about what President Putin's motives are on a larger scale. And I simply have said that I just don't see that he wants to take all of Europe. This is a much different situation than it was in World War II.
Then Fox has on Trump's Attorney General Pam Bondi, and she refers to the individuals who were kidnapped and put in El Salvador concentration camps as, she goes, they're not even immigrants. They're like scum. She's like, these are like the worst of the worst. Let me fact check you before I play this clip. We already know that there were asylum seekers, non-gang members, women who were sent to the concentration camps in El Salvador. The concentration camps don't even take women. And we know about people like a gay barber from Venezuela, asylum seeker, repressed under the Maduro regime, had a court hearing coming up, was kidnapped before his hearing, sent to Venezuela, brutalized in those ISIS, sent to El Salvador, brutalized in those ISIS-style videos. Another professional soccer coach here, lawfully asylum seeker, had a Real Madrid tattoo, kidnapped, sent to concentration camps in El Salvador. Here, play this clip.
Be safe. This is President Trump's agenda to keep Americans safe, Maria. It's basic public safety. Get these people out of our country as fast as we can. They're not immigrants. They're illegal aliens who are committing the most violent crimes you can imagine on Americans. Murder, rapes. You know, ask the parents of all of these young women who have been violently strangled, raped, and murdered. And we are going to continue to make America safe again because that's President Trump's agenda.
Yeah.
And here, Pam Bondi says that right now we are in modern day warfare, and all these people who had to be kidnapped and sent to El Salvador, they're enemy combatants. They're the enemy in a war. But the regime, the Trump regime, is not going to tell us what crimes they committed, who they are. Just trust me, bro. Trust me. Whatever Donald Trump says, if he says they're Tren de Aragua, then they're Tren de Aragua. Here, play it.
The Alien Enemies Act applies today really more than ever. You know, old law is often the best law if you think about how the laws that have been on the books for a very long time. We are in modern day warfare. They have invaded our country, TDA, Tren de Agua. They are organized. They have a command structure. They are sending money to each other throughout the country and out of the country back to support their terrorist actions. It's modern day warfare, and we are going to continue to fight that and protect American citizens every single step of the way.
The last time.
And then finally, Trump's Attorney General Pam Bondi says that people are using weapons of mass destruction against Tesla. Weapons of mass destruction? What the hell are they even talking about? Here, play this clip.
What about these vandals on Tesla vehicles and dealerships? Give us the consequences there, and what are you learning once they're arrested? Why are they doing this?
Well, we're looking at so much on this. There have been 3 federal charges so far, and I say so far. We are looking at all of these cases across the country. We have a dedicated task force. These are not isolated incidents, as you know, and these aren't vandals. These are Molotov cocktails. That could be a weapon of mass destruction that they're throwing in Tesla dealerships, that they're lighting these Tesla charging stations on fire that are in residential neighborhoods. I mean, it could cause tremendous damages. And people need to know the 3 people in custody right now, they will receive severe and swift consequences, and they are facing up to 20 years in prison.
That's what went down in the morning on Fox. Shout out to Congressmember Greg Casar. That was awesome. And you can see that they were off their game that whole morning after Casar did his thing. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 5 million subscribers. Thanks for watching.
Can't get enough Meidas? Check out the Meidas Plus Substack for ad-free articles, reports, podcasts, daily recaps from Ron Filipkowski, and more. Sign up for free now at MeidasPlus.com.